We are all not humans, it's a lie. We are the divine living in the human body, and we are come here to experience consciousness. Paramashiva. Shakshi Pramana, experience of the millions of disciples, devotees, followers all around the world, manifesting the powers of Paramashiva initiated by Bhagwan. Bhagwan has clearly said, whoever comes to Kailash Koti and I myself will be present, manifesting all the abundance and auspiciousness in each one of them. Pratyaksha Pramana, the scientific study measuring the effect of being in enlightened state. Not just the thoughtless space, that peace that people are running around for small meditation programs, but also Shakti to manifest whatever your reality you wanted. And simply seeing the abundance and auspiciousness flowing in your life as you manifest these powers. These powerful cognition and power manifestation is the eternal truth, how we can experience the eternal reality. The Shastra Pramana for the power of levitation, experiencing the pulsating of the body lifting off the ground while in Padmasana. Vijnana Bhairava Tantra. Vijnana is consciousness. Bhairava is one who experiences consciousness beyond the mind. Tantra is the method. How you have methods in science, math, and other subjects. Like that, we have the method to experience the ultimate. Vijnana Bhairava Tantra, Sutra 82, Dharana 57.
स्वदेहं मनसिक्षीणे क्षणातक्षीणाशयो भवेत् आसने शयने स्थित्वा निराधारं विभावयन् स्वदेहं मनसिक्षीणे क्षणातक्षीणाशयो भवेत्.
Bhagavan Paramashiva says, being situated on a comfortable seat or a bed, firmly cognize that your own body is without any support or base from anywhere. It is resting on nothing. By holding this cognition, when the mind becomes worn away and thoughtlessness arises, then in an instant one becomes weightless and experience the space beyond the mind, the space of Paramashiva. How clearly and vividly it is clear that once you experience the thoughtless, the thoughts are the weight in the body. How Bhagavan gave a beautiful Zen story. The Zen master was going with a disciple and he carried a woman across the river and drops her and goes to his monastery. And then the disciple stays with him with a great surprise what he did and goes all the way. And the night time when he started his discourse, he has a doubt. And the master asked him, what is the doubt? He said, why did you carry the women? We are not supposed to be with women. And the master replied, I carried her few seconds. You carried her from morning to night. Who carried her more? The great science is how we carry the load of the mind in spite of knowing that nothing is achievable with the mind. It looks like we achieved the success. It looks like we achieved something, but once we reach the success, then again it's empty. If we have reached something and we should be fulfilled, not empty, again and again we feel the same thing. By reaching that what we have not got, we don't feel fulfilled. And by not reaching, we are engaged in saying it is not possible. And we are trying to reach. Always we are trying to get something fulfilled, something to know, something to gain, something to achieve. Bhagavan beautifully says how we are deluded constantly. When we are in the space of oneness with Paramashiva, we will simply drop all this and experience the oneness as highest reality, which brings auspiciousness and abundance. All this, it says clearly, mind becomes worn away and thoughtlessness arises. How subtler and subtler we start looking in, the more we are going to be in the beautiful space of oneness. The outer world, it can only delude. The wave can never build a castle in our dream. That is why we can never achieve the fulfillment, because it doesn't exist. The only fulfillment is experiencing Paramashiva, constantly living the Paramashiva, walking the Paramashiva, talking the Paramashiva, and constantly chanting the Paramashiva name. All that continuously when we do, the mind gets worn away. Mind is only keeping it alive only if it knows there's something it can do, there is something that it can achieve, and something there is an end point. But if you give that for eternal, I am going to be in the Paramashiva space, the mind simply gets diluted and just withers away. Bhagavan beautifully gives the Apta Pramana. Apta Pramana, how Yogananda experienced the power of levitation. This is from Autobiography of Yogi, chapter 30, page 339. Beautifully, he describes how it became like so light, like a light itself inside his body. His body became literally a like light and started floating in air. And he could see how it becomes so light when the thoughtlessness arise in him. And more, all these great devotees and avatars and siddhas have experienced floating in air just like that when they experience the oneness with Paramashiva. Beautifully, Bhagavan has given us the ultimate science. Now, Bhagavan himself speaks on the science of how we can experience the higher consciousness even as a simple villager.
During my wandering, I was resting in the noon time under a tree, putting my head on a small stone, which had turmeric, all that little puja was done on that, but I did not expect it is worshipped by somebody as God. I thought maybe in village every stone, every tree is worshipped. In India, that's why when British put the milestones, first it was all painted in yellow. Suddenly they saw in 1 week all milestones have a fully dressed, decked with flowers, and people have started worshipping and everything has become temple. So they have to change the color. Now British had a really tough time stopping the villagers worshipping the milestones, and it is perfectly shaped like a Shivalinga. That is why I just bow down to this civilization. How many thousands of mistakes this civilization may have, how much backward it may be, but just worshipping everything, whether it is a stone or a tree, the ability to worship everything. It's not a joke, understand? The ability to bow down to everything, the ability to surrender to everything, the ability to trust everything. One of the greatest gifts from the Ganges civilization to the whole cosmos is the ability to surrender, the ability to worship, the ability to trust, ability to dissolve. It's the greatest gift from the Ganges civilization. It is not a joke. When you feel an individuality, the ability to just relax, trust, ability to trust more than your boundary. There are many peculiar diseases only the ego-based civilizations suffer. One is osteoporosis. They don't trust their own bone structure. Many of the diseases the ego-based civilizations suffer does not even exist, because these guys just knows how to bow down to anything. Go to village, whether it is a small kids or the officer going to an office or anybody, when they walk on the road, see, every street will have 20 temples, small or big. They will bow down in front of every temple and go. And they will bow down in front of every temple very sincerely. Even in my school days, if school starts at 8:30, I'll start from my house by 6:30. And the school is only maybe 2 kilometers, not more than that. Because I'll have to bow down in every temple, every deity. On the way, at least 25 temples are there. So I need 5 minutes in every temple. But I'll always be late for the class, if at all I reach the class. So I had an agreement with my maths teacher. I'll make one more round for you. You give attendance for me. Usually maths will be the first class. Usually because the kids will be more aware at that first session. Maths will be the first session. And I keep my promise and he keeps his promise. Usually in Indian village schools, they don't take attendance for every period. Morning they mark the attendance, then that's all, the whole day. So majority of the days I'll be running, going around the temple for him, and he will be giving attendance for me. I put my head on the stone. I should not say stone. Deity for somebody. Once it is deity for somebody, it should be deity for everybody. But foolish, unfortunate civilizations do the other way. Once if somebody is accused for somebody, he is accused for the whole world. That should not be the case. If he is deity for somebody, deity for everybody. And if he is accused for somebody, he is accused only for that person. And we do completely opposite. So I put my head by mistake, without knowing, the deity on deity. Usually when there is a turmeric powder smeared, snakes will not come there. That is why in the snake holes, before worshipping they will put the turmeric powder. Snakes won't come. So I thought maybe that is an area where the snakes are too much, so somebody, before resting, they have put turmeric powder. They rested. So I put my head. Maybe in 1 hour, some villager from 2-3 kilometers apart, away, he was running towards me shouting. When he came near me, he just said, "Because you are a sadhu, I am leaving you. Otherwise I would have broken your head. How dare you put your head on my Shiva?" So he had a telepathy connection with the deity. He was sleeping in the house. Noon usually villages rest. See, morning they work before the sunrise, like around 5 o'clock to 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock they work in their field. Then once it becomes very hot, especially Madhya Pradesh, too hot, they rest in the noon time. Evening again they come back and work in the field till maybe around 4 o'clock. They will start until 7 o'clock, till it becomes completely dark they will work. So this guy was sleeping in his house and he ran and came. And he said, "I saw in my dream somebody is disrespecting my deity, my Shiva. So anyhow, you are a sadhu, I am leaving you. Don't do this anymore." I really felt bad that I abused somebody's deity. So I apologized to him, but I was so happy that somebody could have a telepathy connection just with a stone. When you worship as a deity, he is so strong with his feeling connection, he was able to just connect with the deity, just with the trust. So I apologized, then I moved.
Beautifully, Bhagavan expressed how everything that exists, the power of levitation, the Shakshi Pramanam, million devotees, we can see how the Shakshi Pramana, he experiences the power of levitation.
My name is Sunil Kumar Allam. I am from San Jose, California. I am a design engineer in a semiconductor company. I thought earlier that Kundalini awakening and Nirahara Samyama are an extraordinary experiences. Only years of spiritual practices are needed to get to that stage. And during the inner awakening, for the first time, during the Kundalini meditation, I find a shaking of my body and started lifting up. And I was jumping up and down, and I was amazed by it. And it is a full state of joy, and I felt body cool down a lot, and it's a weightlessness I felt, and I was in the state whole night that day. And previously I was shy to the dances, dance movements and all, and this time I was, whole of my body, each part of my body was shaking involuntarily, and I was amazed by that.
Beautifully, he explained how he experienced the levitation. Now, all of us can experience the ultimate oneness with Paramashiva. Let's get to sit in Padmasana. Let's prepare the place. Make sure you don't have anything sharp object or anything very hard. Make sure you have a comfortable place. We can sit in Padmasana, and Samana Mudra is clasping your hand and putting your right thumb on the top. This is how you have the Samana Mudra, hands clasped and sitting in Padmasana, like how Bhagavan is sitting. If You can't sit in Padmasana, you can do Arapadmasana, Sukhasana, whichever comfortable you are, you can sit down and completely you can be relaxed. Take the Jnananjan from your Kantamala, apply in your third eye and your temple, and if